Okay, everybody, this is going to be a long update, so bear with me. If you want to jump ahead, you can scroll down below here. I've kind of time-stamped everything, but we are now 18 days. That's it. 18 days into this whole thing from the first reported case. Let's start with a little history because the time scale to me feels crazy. 18 days ago, we had our first reported case. We tested that individual immediately. We then moved to a containment strategy and tested all of those who were in contact with that person, even those who didn't have symptoms. And that at the time was something that was not being done anywhere. When some of those tests came back positive and we could infer community spread but did not yet know it from the data, we went ahead and told people to stay home. We started closing businesses. So while it can feel like more can be done, which is definitely true, we were very lucky in Colorado in being really ahead of this, and first state of emergency, et cetera, et cetera. So this gives us a great opportunity to deal with where we are now. Now, a little bit of new information on COVID-19, on the coronavirus itself. First, it appears to be spreading much quicker than we thought, which likely indicates a lot of asymptomatic spread. The U.S. is now the international hotspot, and while we can and will and must do everything we can to act locally, it is also true that unless the rest of our country and our federal government catch up, there is only so much that we can do. So for that reason and more, we have issued a stay-at-home order. That is a clear order not to leave your house. Yeah, that's what my wall looks like. It's fine. Unless you absolutely have to. If you are going to go out and exercise, which you can, you must social distance. If you do not, the Forest Service and our local rangers have already said they will shut down the trails. So please don't be the one that ruins it for all of us. I know if I didn't have more than this 300 square feet on a run or a skin each day, I would have a really hard time, and I know you would too. So let's be respectful of one another and do that. Update on the airport, it remains open, but flights are down. Not the actual flights, but the number of flights by almost 80%. Travelers even less, so there are not very many people leaving or coming. We are asking that no more tourists come into town, and we're asking that you stay put so that you do not unintentionally and unknowingly transfer this disease elsewhere. Had a conversation today with a woman who was going to go to Crested Butte. She's not going. Thank you. And mostly Crested Butte probably thanks you. Testing. Obviously, this has been in the news a lot recently. First, I want to let you know that since early last week, our health authorities have been looking at alternative testing methods. They continue to do that. Now, Telluride has become an example in San Miguel County that many people have said, why aren't we doing this? And the reasons are pretty good. One, they're not doing it yet. They've announced it, but testing has not started there. Secondly, that is a test of a test. So there is a individual who has a home in San Miguel who has a company that is working on a test. And so it is non-FDA approved. This would be the approval process, and there may be many false negatives. So while it is certainly better than nothing, we have been searching for a test that would be more definitive, and it looks like there's one out of Boulder we've been working with. They just got their FDA approval 48 hours ago. We don't know what that time frame will look like or the rollout, but we are hopeful that we are one of the first in the list for that test, which brings us to the next thing, which is PPE, or personal protective equipment. Having a test is not enough. Just like having a doctor is not enough. If someone's sick or potentially sick, and this is a highly contagious thing, then we need to deliver that healthcare or that test in a safe environment. Otherwise, the testing is only facilitating more spread, not less, and is irrelevant. PPE is very short supply. one thing you can do right now, as we are doing, reach out to the governor's office, to your local reps, and tell the federal government to get on this. They could be using significant tools at their disposal to increase the creation of this stuff. So we are also looking into where we can source this. In fact, Telluride and us are in on a bulk deal for some PPE. It's not even clear if they get their test, if they can go ahead and facilitate those yet. And for those of you who are thinking, well, let's use our PPE to test now, fine, I hear that, except what then happens is there's no PPE for treatment. And we need to reserve the very little we have for the patients that we have or the ones that we may have, so that people do not die of this, which is why we are doing all of this, is to bend the curve so we don't overwhelm our healthcare system. Hope that makes sense. If you have questions, please follow up. We have a new symptom and wellness tracker that are up on Pitkin County's website. These are exciting. So everybody should go fill out the wellness indicator. This helps us basically understand how are we doing up here, what resources can we provide, how can we connect better. I filled mine out today. I recommend you do as well. The symptom tracker for right now is just for those experiencing symptoms. So if you can't get a test, if you can't go to a hospital, but you have a itchy throat or a cough or you're concerned, please fill this out. We are going to be expanding this to everyone so we can track health, but for now it's just for those with symptoms. So the Pitkin County website is pitkincounty.com, and the second posted link down, it's very clear, is right there. So please go ahead and do that. So what I'd like to do now is delve into some new resources. In my view, we are at a tipping point in this crisis. We have now issued our stay-at-home order. We are several weeks into social distancing, and we must remain vigilant. It's tough, I get it, but if we don't, all of this will be for naught. So that needs to happen, and our health professionals are set up for success, and they are working every day around the clock. But because we now have those things in place, we can focus on sort of the next phase of this rollout where we tuck in as a community. This will not be overnight. This is going to be a long road. So we have a variety of new resources, programs that we are standing up. They're not all there yet, so bear with us, but I want to run you through a few of these things. The first is childcare. We are trying to match childcare for all essential workers. And that would be free of charge, to make sure that our hospital workers, our first responders, our food bank attendants, that kind of thing, can get to work and make sure their children are cared for in a safe environment. So that is there. You can contact Kids First. Their number is 970-920-5363, or you can email emergencychildcare@cityofaspen.com. Secondly, non-local assistance is, we are told, on the way. Both the state and the federal government are working on large packages that can help us. They are not yet delivered. We are tracking those daily, and we are providing resources through the Pitkin County website of how you can access those as they come online. It is also worth noting that private institutions have stepped up as well. I called Wells Fargo yesterday, and they let me know that I was eligible for a 3-month mortgage diversion. So basically, without a hit on my credit score or without any penalty in terms of dollars or interest, my next 3 months end up at the end of my mortgage. I can't speak to every detail, but a lot of people are stepping up. So if you have a mortgage, if you have a rent payment, this is the time to begin those conversations. And as we become aware of them, we will continue to push them forward to you. Local assistance is out there. Yesterday, Pitkin County allocated an additional $500,000, the City of Aspen $200,000 to our local relief programs, which are focused on food, housing, and economic assistance. We have already received a lot of applications. We ask for yours if you need a resource now. In order to do that, you go to pitkincounty.com/get-help, or you can call the hotline if that's easier. That's 970-429-3350. Now, I will say that that is an initial funding that we've put into this. We know that the needs are greater than this, and we are absolutely committed to delivering anything we can to help our community get through this. I've been asking the question, am I and half of my friends going to have to move? How many of the businesses that we run or work for will close without income for months? So we're aware of the dire nature of this situation, and we are convening individuals because this is about an all-in approach, right? So, we want to work with the private sector, with private donors who have already stepped up to donate, with our city funds, with state and federal programs, and if you guys read Paul Mentor's comment today, maybe an opportunity to work with a local NGO or nonprofit to leverage some of that so that we can take our, say, $10 and turn it into $30 in a loan program, so that we're not just giving out money we don't have. We're not the federal government. We cannot run a budget deficit or print money, but perhaps we can provide a vehicle for you or your business to make it through and then repay us later. And that's the kind of all-in thing that we're looking for, and I think what will ultimately get us through and make us stronger in this effort. Now, to business support, we are introducing a new business guide that will go out to all 863 businesses with a comprehensive list of all the resources that are there to support you. That is at pitkincountry.com/1313-COVID-19-business-information. Yeah, you look for that one in the show notes down here. You're not going to write that down. In addition, council members are stepping up to liaise with the business community. So each of us is being assigned a certain vertical so that you know whether you have advice on a program we should create, whether you need help, whether you have volunteers that want to step up and help. SkiCo has already given 30 volunteers. You have one person to call. So again, these will be below in the show notes, but Tori is going to be responsible for restaurants and food service. His email is tori@cityofaspen.com. Ann Mullins is responsible for construction, development, real estate, and professional services. Her email is ann.mullins@cityofaspen.com. You'll see an emerging pattern in these emails. Ward Howenstein, lodging and hospitality. Ward. Guess. What do you think? Howenstein@cityofaspen.com. And I will be your representative for retail and outdoor recreation. I guess I should say that it's retail. My email, skippy.meserow, MESIROW@cityofaspen.com, and my direct cell is 847-530-0811. I like that I looked as if I don't know what that is. That's no sheet. And then lastly, mental health. The Hope Center, Mind Springs and Aspen Strong have teamed up and are rotating mental health response. So whether that's crisis relief, just someone to talk to, know that you have a resource out there, and you can find that on the pitkincounty.com/COVID-19 COVID page, or just through the thing. But please reach out. I mean, it's we all need some love right now. So on that, I just want to end with this. This is an opportunity. It's an opportunity to grow individually. It's an opportunity to connect, however ironically, with one another, to demonstrate kindness and compassion. We've been talking for a long time about how the image of Aspen, glitz and glam and New Year's, does not match the spirit of Aspen. This is the time to demonstrate that spirit, and I already see it happening. So many people are reaching out and stepping up, and you can too. to both receive and give. And I recommend that you do both because we all deserve both right now. And to do that, we are standing up a volunteer network. Aspen Community Foundation has stepped up to run that. That will both look like a fund so people can donate to help support everything from food banks to economic assistance to homelessness relief, etc. And it will be a volunteer matching service so that the woman who just emailed me that she can knit bags and masks for people. I mean, come on, how sweet is that too? Another woman who emailed me saying that she would like to phone bank each day to senior citizens, a gentleman who wants to deliver groceries, and another one who wants to build a wing to the hospital if they need it, can get connected to the needs and be provided the oversight to make sure that we are delivering those things in a way that is healthy and with best health practices, so that we are actually using these elements of kindness to solve this problem, not unintentionally harm it. It also looks like yoga classes in your living room, group meditations through Zoom. All of that is out there, and so please reach out. Valerie is coordinating this. Her email is valerie@aspencommunityfoundation.org. You can also email me directly and I will contact you. We're still in the process of building out tools and mechanisms to do this connection. It's going to take a little bit of time, but we are building a database of desire to help and needs. So this would be the time to offer and live that spirit. In the coming days, do continue to expect regular updates from me here. Over the next few days, I will be really focused on interacting with our business community and making sure that we are getting things in place to financially get this town in a place where it can recover. And then I look to be taking content from all of this beautiful volunteerism and community spirit and sharing it, giving you tools on what you can be doing in your home, connecting you with resources, really trying to just be a conduit of community connection. So send me anything and everything. We will get through this together. We will come out better together. I am sure of that, as you should be. And yeah, there are moments when that's tough to believe or it's hard. I feel it too. I feel it with you, and we got this together. So until soon, much love and appreciation.